What's up guys, Renasant here. Welcome back to the channel. As you can see, we are Knight Artorias. Using the Great Sword of Artorias +5, one of my favorite weapons in the game, which we have used a little bit in the playthrough, but the Helm of Artorias, well, basically the entire Artorias set, which of course we defeated Artorias in the previous episode here. God. Ugh. I mean, just look at us. I mean, we look like a badass. We look like we're ready to just wreck some stuff. So, starting off, and this is going to be a very filling episode in Oolacile, and that is where we are. We are at Oolacile Township here, so, as you can see. And you can see a lot, right? You can see pretty much the entire city here, including an item down there. You could just jump off right here and get it. No, I'm just kidding. But here we encounter our first Oolacilian resident here. You see their deformed heads, 1,000 eyes on them. And that is what they are. They're just former residents of Oolacile, and of course we've learned from Elizabeth and various other things that Oolacile has basically fallen to the abyss, right? And that abyss is exactly what has caused... Oh, look at this guy point towards me. What are you going to do? That abyss is what has caused these guys to look all deformed. And I wouldn't really say this is an ambush, because you can pretty well see them. Luckily, they're very easily handled. Oh man, that doesn't one-shot them. There we go. Gotta get a off-balance hit on them. I love the... I mean, again, this is DLC, so this came out after the base game. But I love the just awesome visuals here. All the leaves covering it up, and at this point, also this clearly is a shortcut for later. At this point, you wouldn't really think, I mean, at this point that we've traversed in Oolacile, you wouldn't really think that this place has gone downhill in any way or is been impacted by the abyss. I mean, there's no signs of the abyss besides these guys. Hopefully we'll get some lore on them. Get off of my stoop. Get out of here. Get out of here. Get. You can see a pathway down there. I mean, you can almost map the whole place out from up here. It's crazy how they do that. So this is our first encounter with one of the Oolacilian sorcerers. I like to bait this dude out just so we can fight the sorcerer by himself. Now, the sorcerers themselves are not difficult to kill. They're rather squishy, honestly. The problem is that dark magic attack that he has does a lot of damage. So you really gotta be prepared to deal with that. I wouldn't even recommend blocking it. I would recommend dodging it almost always if you can help it. You can hear the screams in the background, man. This place is just... It's got such an eerie vibe to it, you know? And see, this is interesting because your eyes are drawn to this direction here, right? Like that's where your eyes are drawn to. That is the way forward there. And you see the... this freaking chest, right? Just sitting here. You already know what that thing is. Come on. Whoa, we missed. It was bad for business. not good when we miss. There we go. Oh, I love this. I love this so much. Easily some of my favorite items in the game. Very good carving. Head carved of arch trees by Goff in his imprisonment. Goff imparts an emotion to each and every completed carving, which helps him achieve personal enlightenment. When a head is disturbed, it speaks, reflecting the emotion conferred to it. This head says, "Very good. Have another look." Does it not appear quite jovial? Very good. One more time for those in the back. I don't love that. So Goff is actually carving those, and it specifically says he's carving them in his imprisonment. So it does imply that Goff is still in prison somewhere. We don't know where, but he is in prison somewhere. I forgot these guys can drop large shards. I don't know. I think the rate's pretty good on it, honestly, but so you can see a lot going on here. And there's actually something I want to do. Go ahead and put the skull lantern here, and you might be wondering why that is, but that will soon become clear. We see you up there, Mr. Item. God, I love this place because you hear those screams in the background. Not gonna go in there quite yet. I don't ever even worry about that crystal lizard, guys. Yeah, we may go ahead and go in there. Well, forget it. Oh, something died. So this is actually, of course I'm playing offline, Let There Be Light. This is actually a developer message. And as it says, if we let there be light, we'll reveal a hidden area, a hidden wall. Silver pendant. Where? Okay, so of course we have the pendant. The silver pendant engraved with the crest of Artorias, one of the ancient treasures of Anor Londo, presented to Artorias for facing the abyss. Effectively deflects the dark of the abyss, especially in its magic form. So this is what it does. So when you do that, those abyssal shots, the dark magic that the resonance were shooting at us, effectively those abyssal shots will not do anything, theoretically. They'll just bounce off of us. We're not going to do that. Careful of the... Ooh! I mean, you saw how much stamina drain that had on us. Lord. Oh, forgot there was two of them out here. There should be another guy chilling. Yeah, another one chilling right here. Ooh, they're shooting them through the wall. I'm sorry. So that's another carving. You get that even when the guy falls off, so don't worry about losing it. This head says, "I'm sorry. Have another look." Isn't that an expression of atonement? I'm sorry. So, again, guys, these are just, there's no real use for the items. They're fun for being real. They're just fun items to use. So I like dropping down here to kill these guys. I just find it a little bit easier. I know my play there wouldn't illustrate that, but Dark Orb. So this is actually the spell that they are using on us here. And a hell of a spell it is. A hell of a spell, a hell of a spell. Alright. So, Abyss sorcery discovered by an Oolacile sorcerer on the brink of madness fires giant dark orb. In contrast to standard soul sorceries, Abyss sorceries are weighty and inflict physical damage. Perhaps human souls, because of their humanity, produce sorceries with more tangible presence. So, unlike these other sorceries like Soul Spear or Soul Arrow, Dark Orb draws upon humanity. And in that humanity, because the humanity is supposed to be like a call for. Not a call. How am I trying to say this? So, the humanity is what causes that dark, thick form, whereas the soul arrows, they just draw upon souls, not humanity. So it really is a big difference. I think that's pretty much everything over here. Little item here. Yeah, you can see now we're above where we were below earlier, right there. Yeah, so that's pretty much everything over here. And again, this is where the hidden spot we came into. Now, you don't have to do that, guys, but I like to usually. You can see this is a dead end clearly over here. So this is actually where the mimic was. We were way up there, and the reason we're coming down here is because we should... There we go. Dark Spirit, Marvelous freaking Chester. Well, would you look at who it is? Oh, he's got some range, huh? And Marvelous Chester is kind of a pansy. He won't come and fight us like a man. Oh, how much damage that does. Move, Chester. Thank you. Yeah, so he has a cool Bloodborne kick. Look at that. Crossbow. And his kick does a lot of damage, man, I swear. And he's just kind of hard because I don't think he can actually parry that kick, but of course we can't parry with the shield anyway, but... Oh, you're such a pansy. He's got a lot of health. Chester, he's no pushover, man. Oh, we still hit you. How'd that feel? What you got for us? Anything? Nothing. Just some souls. Oh, you can already see these guys down here. So cool, you can see them. Right in the guzzle. Oh no. I've angered them. But yeah, so Chester invading as a dark spirit. What do you make of that? Always try to hit this guy. See if I can get him to come off the bridge. Because this is a nasty little ambush. This isn't a feather arrow, is it? Maybe it is. Oh yeah, it is a feather arrow. Interesting. This is a nasty ambush, so it's nice to be able to handle that without having to worry. And indeed, now we can proceed downwards here. Where are you? I hear you. Where are you? Boing. Still see that item over there. Alright, now we're entering what I call the heart of Oolacile proper here. You can see how normally you would need to sprint across this because this a-hole sorcerer is zapping you. So down here it's pretty cool. You can actually, I mean, it might just be because of the texture of the rendering in the game, but honestly I think that is all actually the abyss down there. So you can see it's slowly taking over Oolacile, destroying it. And that becomes even more obvious in here as we actually see Abyss, the same Abyss that we saw. And we see you in the corner there. The same Abyss that we saw consuming Knight Artorias. Just scattered all over this place. Now this place is absolutely littered with these residents, so be careful. Quite a few of them being sorcerers, so friggin' rubbish, man. They would put trash here for an obvious ambush. Not that it works particularly well. You can see they just kind of drop down from above there. And we'll go up there, so we'll see what that's about. Right here, you can see a lot going on, and we can, because they run at us. You know, this isn't gonna do too much, but hey, we got one of them. I mean, they're coming all the way up here. That's crazy. Hello, friend. You think you're all that, huh? What you got for me? Give me your stuff. Again, this is kind of the baby way to do it, but I don't really care. Like I said, guys, I'm trying to show you the easiest ways to do things. I'm gonna leave that dude alive for right now, because he's the one actually laughing and screaming, and I don't want to get rid of that. It's comic relief. Bloated head. Oh, we got it. I can't believe it. Super rare item. It's actually a helmet. Very rare, though. The head of an Oolacile resident whose humanity went wild after being devoured by the Dark of Manus, Father of the Abyss. The bloated head is fissured to cracks lined with innumerable tiny red eyeballs. With a hard outside and mucus-filled inside, no sane person could ever wear it. So that specifically mentions, for the first time, I think, that these are, well, one, that these are Oolacilian resonances, and two, that they are disfigured and disformed because of the Abyss, which came from Manus, aka Father of the Abyss. So it makes sense. The reason I'm taking care of these guys, in case you're wondering, is you can actually see right above this dude, there's a nasty sorcerer. Don't think I can hit her. I think they make it to where you can't, like, it's like an invisible wall. Yeah, you can see my arrows just like stopping. You gotta actually come down here if you wanna. Oh. Don't laugh at me. Oh yeah, sure, your stuff can come through here, no problem. Well, we hit the the body. Whee! Good dodge, fam. Good dodge. Alright, keep coming over here. Get a little light in here. I always think this is an illusory wall, but it's not. I'm like, why did they put that there? I'm just showing you guys all this abyss here. Saw lighting out here. Actually not a trap. You would think this would be a trap right here. It's actually not. Of course, this is the item that we shot down. Dark Fog. New dark spell. Just reinforcing that fact that the humanity that's creating these dark spells is, I don't want to say evil, but it's dark magic. Abyss sorcery discovered by an Oolacile sorcerer on the brink of madness creates a cloud of dark fog. In theory, relatively close to humanity. It also happens to be a terrible poison for humans. Perhaps it reflects man's cruelty against his own. That's an interesting, like, kind of, I don't want to say lore, but it's interesting that Miyazaki would put that From Software would put that in here. Oh, this is actually the way forward. We don't want to go this way. It's interesting that they would say that, kind of hinting how they feel about humankind and humanity, or it's just an interesting take altogether on how the world is viewed these days. Talking about how humanity is killing itself slowly. I know you hear this guy laughing. He's right there. We'll get to him, I promise. Oh, too slow. Too slow, Paco. Thanks for the Titanite, though. This dude's just having a blast. Again, another awesome view. So you can see we actually started like up there, and we've come all the way down. So just so you know, that is how you get to that guy if you want to shut him up, which of course we do, but we want to try to get this chest first, so you can just jump over there like that. I don't know why they put that there. Kind of lame. There we go. So, I was gonna say trying to get some vision. So yeah, not a developer message here. In fact, but they do put that there so you can kind of just circle back around here. Purely so you don't have to make that jump. Conversely, you could have just gone that way, but... Alright. Yes, you're mad. We know. You're literally mad, like you've lost your freaking mind. Always check your always check your chest. I didn't check that last one, but I knew this one was a mimic. Very important item he's guarding too, by the way. The bent crest key. The grooves of the crest are enchanted. The door sealed with a powerful spell. Interesting. We'll see where that goes to. Of course, I'm sure you already know, right? I mean, probably goes to that locked door that we saw right after Artorias. I don't remember. I don't think there's an item out here. Yeah, it's just kind of cool to come out here, check it out. And you get a little shortcut down there. You can jump down. I forget where this goes to though. I think it leads to where that. Yeah, it leads to where this sorcerer was. So if you didn't have a bow or something, you couldn't shoot the item down, the dark fog item. You could just do it right there as well. Alright. Proceeding forward. Again, I don't think there's an item over here, but... Oh. Color me wrong. Twin humanities. Glad we checked. Running low on humanity. Never mind. No, I'm not. I got 36 plus whatever twin humanities we have. Alright, but obviously this is the way forward here. Again, just the further we progress, I mean, you can look clearly. That's not rendering or texture issues. That is the abyss, right? Swallowing these buildings whole, and it's creeped up, and so it's creeping upwards, right? So when we started this, we were way up there, so it's actually creeping up into the forest, and this is actually the shortcut from the very beginning. Remember I told y'all this was a elevator shortcut? Well, here it is. Gotta love Dark Souls shortcuts, man. They're hard to beat. Alright, this is one of the more annoying parts. Well, probably the most annoying part of the entire, and I'm not even kidding when I say the entire DLC. I know that sounds exaggerating, but if I didn't have a great bow, not a great bow, but if I didn't have a good bow, you would see what I would be talking about. But this is what I'm recommending to you guys. Just shoot these guys, because these are sorcerers, right? There's 2 of them. And then also, so you think you're going to come down here and hide here. Try to hide behind these pillars, but then you got these a-holes to deal with. Meanwhile, you're dodging dark sorceries that do a crap ton load of damage. So that, like I said, guys, that is the easiest, most simplistic way to handle that. Because I ain't kidding when I say these sorcerers, they hurt. And there should be just one more enemy before we come to our bonfire. This interesting individual here. Going straight into the belly of the beast, obviously. So this guy, very similar to the big steel hogs. You'll notice 79 damage. They don't take much damage. Well, I say they. This is the only enemy in the game like this, but he only takes strong damage to 2-handed attacks and strong attacks. So one-handed attacks, be aware. That's not going to do much to him. Ow. Such an interesting enemy. Also of note, they can drop leather, chain armor, yes. And so these are actually, let me see here. They're Oolacile catalysts, I believe. I think we bought one, but yeah, Oolacile ivory catalyst. Headless statues. And you can just tell the abyss is really rampant down here. And then you come down this elevator. Well, deal with the whelp first, and come down this elevator, and you know you're getting into the thick of it, right? This is the thick of it. I mean, this is truly... Oh, thank goodness for a bonfire, am I right? So what we're going to do here, we're going to actually kindle this bad boy up a couple times. We probably don't need 20 Estus though. Probably do it with 15. But one thing I do want to do down here is, well, I guess it doesn't really matter. Want to put power within on, and we'll go with cast light. But all right, now luckily you can teleport here, so before we do anything further, we actually want to go back to Oolacile Township. We're probably not even going to proceed through here in this episode, guys. We'll probably save that for the next episode, because there's actually a lot of stuff that we want to do before we go on that journey. The first thing we want to do is go use that key that we got. Now that I think about it, guys, it'll probably be a while before we go down there. And again, as we approach, listen to the noise. Get ready, guys, for the probably, arguably, the best video game character of all time. Ladies and gentlemen, Hawkeye Golf.
A visitor, have we? Thou must be the one Renasant, an old friend he was. Thanks to thee, he left this world with honor intact. Here I am, retired and blind. Of little help to thee, I'm afraid.
So Hawkeye Golf, man, God, I love him. First of all, he looks like a badass. So of course he was a friend of Artorias because, well, he was one of the four Knights of Gwyn. I mean, of course we have Ornstein, and then we saw after when we have Artorias, and then we saw after we killed Artorias, Lord's Blade Kieran showed up, his little gal pal. Well, the fourth Knight of Gwyn. So 3 out of the 4 we found here in freaking Oolacile in the past. And it's interesting because he's imprisoned here. That's what the crest key would imply, and that's indeed what his carvings would imply. As you can see, he's piling the carvings up here. And he even specifically said he was blind, so that might be why he doesn't just like leave here. Like, I feel like he could just jump right off, but whatever. We're gonna keep talking to him. There's a lot to gain from chatting with Hawkeye Golf.
If thou seekest to explore this domain, be wary of a black dragon. I fear thee no match for this terrible beast.
So we've actually already encountered Calamite. There'll be some interesting stuff with Calamite a little later that we might explore.
There's very little to be said. Good as a dog. No hairs to hunt. But I'm lucky to be alive, I suppose.
What good is a dog with no hairs to hunt? So he's referring to, of course, he is a legendary dragon slayer, using dragon slayer great bows. The hairs that he's speaking of are dragons. There's really not really any more ancient dragons left. I mean, him and Gwyn and everybody, Havel, Seath, they killed all the ancient dragons pretty much. Alright. So he sells some of his poo. Homeward Bone. Hello carving, which we have to get. This head says hello. Have another look. Do you sense the amicability in its eyes? Of course we're going to buy one. He sells large Titanite and normal Titanite with green Titanite. And then great arrows. Alright, so we've met him. He says, farewell, human. Great. So we're actually going to go speak now with Marvelous Chester. And maybe, just maybe, inquire on why his ravenous spirit decided to attempt to maul us. Because that was just rude. For being honest, that was just rude. And then we'll probably kill him, right? Because, you know, he's an ass. He's trying to kill us. Grave of Artorias there. And the reason this guy's still here is because that's the guy that Artorias killed. Alright, punk. That freaking smile.
Oh, you. You have quite some nerve. Or are you just thick?
Excuse me.
Fine then. What is it that you need? Did you really slay Knight Artorias? I'd heard the Abyss found him first, but even still, that's absolutely treacherous. Yes, magnificently so.
So he tries to kill us, then he talks crap, and now he's like, oh, you're awesome, you killed Artorias.
Believe it or not, Oolacile has brought the Abyss upon itself, fooled by that toothy serpent. They upturned the grave of primeval man. incited his ornery wrath? What could they have been thinking? Ah, to you and I, it's all ancient history. You have to ask yourself, does it really matter?
My God, for being such a dick, Chester has so much lore involved in him. He doesn't personally, but his dialogue does. So, Oolacile, the Oolacilian residents brought the abyss upon themselves by waking primeval man, aka Manus. Chester mentions a toothy serpent. We've already met one toothy serpent named Frampt. However, don't think that's the toothy serpent that Chester is speaking about. I and pretty much everybody who's played the game believe that it is Darkstalker Cath. So Cath is the other serpent that I mentioned that if you didn't speak to Frampt ever, once you beat the Four Kings, when you were in the Abyss in present day, you would have been greeted with Cath. So he is... Manus is the source of the Abyss, yes, because he is the primeval man. He's the father of man and the father of the Abyss. But Cath is the one that unleashes it. So, and then the other bit of information that Chester, we glean from him is, he says it's all just history to you and I. Indicating that Chester, too, with us, is also from the future, basically. This is the past to him as well as it is to us. So a lot of info from Chester.
Well, you've quite the nerve. I've had enough of you.
Alright, so let's make sure we don't want to buy anything, because Chester's pissed.
Well,
Yeah, he's pissed, so we're going to kill him. Basically, I mean, that's basically what it boils down to.
What now? You think this is all my fault? How very, very petty of you. Very...
Just die.
You win. Please. Oh, please. Have mercy.
Whatever, back Freckle. Look at all this good stuff. Oh, I love his his mask, obviously. Black leather long coat hat worn by Marvelous Chester, a man of mystery lost in the past. So clarifies that he is indeed from the future. This allows its wearer to move in silence, lending well to stealth. Where is it? Ah, yes, snickering top hat. The wearer of this top hat cracks a dubious permanent grin. The curse of Chester. Ooh, I love it. Alright, so there's one more thing we want to do. Well, two more things, really. First being... we want to... oh yeah, there's an item there. We're actually going to go down here. And there is a reason for that, I promise. Run all the way down here. So in this little canyon here, there's only two things. There's a couple items and there's dogs. Right, so as always with dogs, they are extremely, extremely annoying. And that's fine. They can be annoying. We will still put them down. I love all the cool glow here. Really reminds you of Darkroot Garden and Darkroot Basin, and that's because it is Darkroot Garden and Darkroot Basin, just hundreds of years previous. Oh, you think you're slick? Alright, so the reason we came down here well, hello. Is to see Calamite. Now, we are not going to fight Calamite, obviously. However, we are going to, in the game's mind, encounter Calamite. If we come out here, see all these items down here. Come on, Calamite, where are you? There he is. Alright. We don't want to fight Calamite. Not like that, we don't. And I'm going to save it for the next episode, guys. I hate to do it to you, but I'm going to save it for the next episode. The reason why we wanted to come down here and encounter him. And believe me, we did have a very good reason. You do want to have some homeward bones at the ready so you can just bebop out of there really quick. But anyways, guys, as always, if you enjoyed the episode, please make sure to leave a like, comment, and hit that subscribe button for me. It really helps the channel. And we'll see you next time. Bye.